that is I always buy the Almond Breeze brand of almond milk. The other ones are gross. So you can follow along in the description where I've written out the recipe, but I really recommend adding everything to your Vitamix or blender in the order that I have listed. We kind of got the Vitamix on a whim, but we really like it. So I'm going to start off adding the milk. I usually don't buy almond coconut, but Tanner bought it and he likes this one better, so that's what we've got. We'll see how it goes. Let's see, so I need to add a cup of almond milk. Okay, next up is 113 grams or half a cup of fat-free cottage cheese. So the fat-free cottage cheese obviously has 0 fat, but it's fine when it's mixed into the smoothie. I weigh everything out on a food scale because it's much more accurate that way than using measuring cups, with the exception of the milk. So I'm going to weigh out 113 grams of cottage cheese. So the recipe actually calls for strawberries. It's supposed to be a strawberry smoothie. But I went to Walmart, left Walmart, got home, realized I did not get strawberries. So we're making raspberry smoothies instead. I've never had it with raspberries. I don't know how it's gonna be, but we're gonna find out. Oh, and it says, like my recipe, I usually use 5 large strawberries. I don't know how many raspberries that is, and we're just gonna use half a cup. That's how much I use in my oatmeal. It seems like a good amount. Half a cup of raspberries is only like 8.5, 9 carbs. So that's the plan. I didn't measure it with a measuring cup again. I know that half of a cup of raspberries is 70 grams of raspberries. I'm going to show you how I know that in case you don't know. You can see a cup of raspberries weighs 140 grams. We are not going to have a cup, we're going to have half a cup. So half of 140 grams is 70 grams. So I weigh that out on the scale and put it in. And our last ingredient is fat-free cream cheese. We are going to use 28 grams of this fat-free cream cheese. Other brands like Philadelphia, if you buy their fat-free cream cheese, it says that a serving is 30 grams, 28, 30, whatever. 1 serving of cream cheese. Alright, there's all of our ingredients. Since I used frozen fruit instead of fresh strawberries or fresh raspberries, I did not add ice. Those will be icy enough. Let's blend it up. Could be my new favorite. I don't know. Well, I screwed it up. Tanner tasted it and could taste it immediately. He's like, it's not tart and sour because of the raspberries instead of the strawberries. It's because like something else. And then I realized I forgot the protein powder, which is a big deal. So I already cleaned the Vitamix. I don't feel like making that huge mess again. So we are gonna fix this. We're just gonna pour the smoothie into the cup. I'm gonna add a little bit more almond milk and a scoop of protein powder, and hopefully it will be as delightful as I remember. So now it is so much better, back to how I remember it tasting. And guys, like, all the difference was protein powder. And protein powder is not the place to cut corners. Like, a lot of people will buy protein powder at Walmart or somewhere and say, well, actually some Walmarts carry Quest. Some people will buy a cheaper brand of protein powder because they don't want to spend, you know, the money or whatever. They think it's going to be fine. It's all the same. It is not all the same. Quest is the best protein powder that I've had. I love all of their flavors, and it just makes, when it mixes up with something, it's nice and creamy instead of like grainy. And I hate grainy protein powder. I use Quest in my smoothies, my oatmeal, protein shakes, whatever. So follow the recipe that we did in the description, and don't forget the protein powder.